Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, El Shai Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Origins of the Name Jesus. And you already know what I'm going to get into. And this is basically for you newer members that are in the circle of GMS, whether you're actual members in camps or you just follow us, you're still a part of that circle. So if you're new in this thing and you speak or whatever, let's say you've been in this thing, you've been in part of camp, or you run into somebody and you get into a conversation on religion, and somebody says Jesus, and you tell them, well, that's not his name. And this is how you explain that that's not his name. So I typed in origins of the name Jesus. So I clicked on this. And I'm going to show you that the blue letter, they know the actual, like if you go to the blue letter and you go to Matthew's 1, and it's mentioned the first time, it mentions so-called Jesus, the name Jesus, and you click on it, they'll tell you that it's Hebrew and it means Yahweh save, or Yahweh deliver. More so Yahweh save or Yahweh salvation, which it doesn't mean that. But then they'll say in the Hebrew it's Yahweh Shawai, which between you got Yahweh, the Shah, and the I. The Wa is not supposed to be in between the Shah and the I. And if you go further down, you scroll down into the blue letter, and you keep looking up the word Jesus, they'll tell you that the origins is, they'll give you the Greek. In the Greek, it's Iesus. But as you scroll down, they give you their definition, then they'll give you the Strong's definition. And the Strong's, which is the Strong Concordance, they spell out the name so-called Jesus in the Hebrew, which is Yahweh Shai. But like I said, the blue letters say that his name is in the Hebrew Yahweh Shawai, which means Yahweh save. Doesn't mean that. When the angel came to Joseph and Mary, he said, you have a son, and you will call his name Jesus, which the angel spoke in Hebrew to two Hebrew people. So he said, you have a son, and you will call his name Yahweh Shai. And then he gave you the meaning of the word. Because that name was a omen. Or you can say a nomen omen, a name sign. There's many, like Noah. Noah's name was a nomen omen, a name sign. Noah in Hebrew is Nawach, which means comfort, because he was to comfort him and the rest of the 8 souls. So his name was a nomen omen. Ham, one of his sons, I believe that's the second born son. The word Ham or Ham means hot, and he was going to be in a hot continent. They don't have winters. It might be a little not as hot as other days, but basically that's a hot climate. So that's a nomen omen, hot. Japhet Yapat, which means the 7 used to say it means beautiful. It doesn't mean beautiful, it means enlarge. Because Japhet, the sons of Japhet, were scattered in the islands and in Europe. The original people of Europe were the sons of Japhet. And you got these Yah Israelites that say, well, the white man descended from Japhet. No, he did not descend from Japhet. Then they'll say the Jays descended from Ashkenaz, which was one of the sons of Japhet. That's not true. They call themselves Ashkenaz because they're living in a land that was first inhabited by one of the sons or lineage of Japhet, which was called Ashkenaz. So these people don't even know that. Because that when you say you're Ashkenazi, that means you're a German German Jew. So if you go in the ancient maps, they say that the sons of Ashkenaz, which came out of Japhet, that's where they dwelt in, what is currently known as Germany. So that's why these people call themselves Ashkenazi Jays or Ashkenazi Jews. All right? So it says, learn about original Christianity, yoga, meditation, the lost years of Jesus, and more. Now, you get a nigga that got a book that he put together, The Lost Years of Jesus, and he'll build a religion around it, and a bunch of you zombie-ass niggas will follow him. Okay, now what I want to do is, I'm going to click on this, but my eye caught this. It says the name Jesus comes from the Hebrew name, and it says Yeshua. Now it says here Yah-Shah-Y, which is different from the blue letter Yahawashawai, which is transliterated into the Greek word Iesus, and then into Latin as Jesus. Nope. What period of Latin are you talking about? If you're talking about 16th century Latin, you can say that. But even the Latins before 1524, even these Latin tribes, they'll say Iesus. It says Yeshua is also spelled as Jehoshua. That means Jehovah is salvation. It does not mean that. And Yahweh saves. Does not mean that. The angel said, you will call his name Yahawashi, for he, Yah, will save Hawashi, his people, from their sins. It says the name is first used in the Bible in Exodus 17:9, where it refers to Yeshua, Yahoshua ben Nun, meaning Joshua. Remember, there was no J back then. It says okay, the word Jesus is the Latin from the Greek Iesus, which is which in turn is transliteration of look up the word transliteration. I'm not going to tell you what it means. Of the Hebrew Jeshua or Joshua, or again Jehoshua, meaning Jehovah's salvation, which it doesn't mean that. Though the name in one form or another occurs frequently in the Old Testament, it was not borne by a person of prominence between the times. Okay, so now let me click on this. Remember, so-called God-sent comforter, Tzadkiah, when he came into that power seat, he said, we don't know the name of the Lord, so we're not going to call on his name because we don't know the name. The IUIC, they say, okay, yeah, we know the name, Yahawashi and Yahweh, but he's going to get a new name, so in the meanwhile, we'll call him Christ. Does that make any sense? It makes a whole lot of sense to a zombie. It said, what was Jesus' real name? It says Jesus. Now you notice the J's not here. Yeshua, Yahoshua, Isha, Nath. What name do you think Jesus was called by when he walked the earth? I'm certain that it was not Jesus. For one thing, neither Hebrew nor Aramaic had a J sound, neither the Greek, neither the early classic Latin. So remember, the Roman Empire, they spoke Latin. There was no J during that time period. Sound like we have. I know he was called Isa or similar in India. Jesus actually is Joshua, Yahoshua in Hebrew, and Yeshua in Aramaic. The St. Thomas Christians in India call him Yeshua. So they're close. In India, Jesus was called Isha Nath. Isha means Lord, as in Ishwara. Nath means master. So Isha Nath means, Lord and Master. But it indicated that he was a member of the Nath Yogi order, which is BS, the Christ of India, or Sampradaya, the Christ of India, which you can read on or download from our website. Has more about this. So that's all we need. Now this is what I did to show you that the blue letter knows the name Jesus in the Hebrew word. The word should be in the Hebrew, it should be Yahawashi, not Yahawashi. And I'm gonna show you that to you. Because they say the same thing about Joshua's name. And they'll tell you Joshua and Jesus is the same name. It's pronounced the same, it's spelled the same. So now what I did was I went to the blue letter and I went to 2 Kings 17:1, and it mentions Hosea. Now there's a prophet named Hosea. It means the same thing. So let me go right to the word Hosea. What is it? What does it read? What does it say? Hawashai. Hawashai. Now, if you go to Matthew's 1 and look up the word Jesus, they're going to tell you the word there is Yahawashai. Then they'll tell you that goes back to Joshua. Well, wait a minute. Hosea was a name that was given to Joshua before Moses put the Yah in the front of the name, or the prefix. Let's find out. So you like to say, well, you Israelites, you'd make shit up. I didn't write the blue letter. Hawashai. You put the Yah in it, which makes it. This is Hawashai, means deliverer or savior. The Yah is the smallest alphabet character in the Hebrew, and it means he. In the back of the letter, the suffix, if there's a Yah, okay, right here, if it said Hawashai Yah, that would be save me or save me. The Yah and the prefix would make it he saves. like I said, the blue letter goes off, I would say about 5% of the time. It says Hosea, right, which is the prophet Hosea, or Hoshea, or Oshea, salvation, family name of Joshua, the son of Nun. And it was Moses that put the Yah in front of that name. So Moses started calling him Yahawashi, which means he's Savior. Numbers 13:8, of the tribe of Ephraim, Oshea, the son of Nun. Okay, so it says right here, it says Oshea, right? Numbers 13:8. And over here, Deuteronomy 32:44, it says Hoshea. But they both say the Hebrew H1954. So why would this be written different from that? Now I want to go to Hosea the prophet. The word of the Lord that came unto Hosea. How do you pronounce it according to them, the blue letter? You would say, same word, Hoshea. Hoshea. Why is it Hosea right here? And in Numbers 13:8 is Hoshea. You can't say it 3-4 different ways. You got to say it one. You say it whether it's O'Shea or whatever. You got to say it the same way. And see, when you're dealing with these Christians, this is what you pull them into deep waters, spiritual deep waters. Ask them, just still, if they mention Jesus, first thing you say is, well, that's not his name. There was no letter J. You went over his head. Then you go into the origins of, you ask them, okay, Jesus. And if they say, okay, Yoshua, then you say, so break it. What language is that? And they'll say the Hebrew. They might say the Aramaic. So you say, break it down. They're not going to be able to break it down. Well, they might say Yahweh Shawai. So you say, what does the Yah mean in Yahweh Shawai? They don't know. You might say, Howah Shawai. What does that mean? And then while you're at it, you can say, what's the true name of the Most High? In the churches, you say hallelujah. Where is the Lord's name written in that? It's the Yah, if they know a little something. Then you say, what's the difference between the Yah and any other character in the Hebrew alphabet? Now they should know it's the smallest character. That's why Matthew 5 and 17, 18, I read it yesterday. It said not one jot nor one tittle. What did the Lord mean by that? They don't know. You drowning them. You pull them in deep water, then you don't play with them. You drown them. You see how when they mention Jesus, you go into you control the narrative. All right? In basketball it's called stealing, right? In baseball it's called stealing bases. When a guy's not looking, you steal the base, right? And it's legal in baseball, right? In basketball, it's illegal. You can steal. You can block, right? So the same thing applies with debating. Debating is a word fight. Denzel said that. Debating is a word fight. So you use little dirty tricks in word, which are not dirty tricks. So if they mention Jesus, you take the ball. You steal the ball and you say, okay, let's deal with the word Jesus. Don't even have to deal with what he looks like. Let's just deal with the name. Then you can go to Matthew 1:21. He shall call his name Jesus. This is the angel speaking. And it said, for he shall save his people from their sins. Who is his people? It's everybody. Oh, really? Then you can go to Acts, for example, Acts 5:29-31. You can go to Matthew's, these are the basic scriptures. Matthew's 10:5-6. Why did he say, go not to the Gentiles, neither to any Samaritans unto you? You can take them the way you want to take them. Because you know that they're wrong anyway. Because you're not talking to them saying that I might be wrong. Maybe this Christian has the truth. So let's have ain't no fucking such thing as no equal dialogue, man. When somebody debates you, they're not going to show you their notebook. Because they're going to have some trick questions. They're going to lead you into something. And you don't realize it. Like you say this, that, and the third. Then they'll pull this stuff out knowing that you can't answer it. And see, that's why these Christians, they watch where you're at. If these Christians knew exactly where we was at on the street, they'd be coming out every week. Them Edomites. But I'll give them Edomites credit. Well, they look like Edomites. Some of them are Jake. And I would tell them that. I said, you could be a Jake. What are you, Irish? You may be a Jake. How well can you do a jig? Okay, he does an Irish jig. You play some Irish music. You might just be a Jake. You know? But that's how you deal with them. And see, through the years with the different debates, Captain Tazariak does a lot of debates. He's a very excellent debater. You know, like I said, if you from another camp and you doing something good and righteous, I'm gonna praise you for it. Captain Tazariak is an excellent debater, very good debater. He can debate anybody when it comes to them scriptures. So there's going to be a time where we all going to have to debate. And guess what? We know how to debate with the best of them because we think to say, if I watch Captain Tazariak, for example, they'll ask him a question and I'll have the scripture in my mind as to what the answer is. And then Captain Tazariak will go to that same scripture. All right? I'm just using him as an example. And this is why these Christians can't deal with us, because they don't know the scriptures the way we know them scriptures, man. So now, to show you that we're not crazy and we didn't make this thing up, like Vocab Malone says, if you show him the ancient Hebrew, he'll say that that's Aria's made up language. Well, if you get the Yitzhak, what's his name? Yitzhak Perlman, which is Ben Yehuda, which is the father of modern Hebrew. In his book, the Hebrew Dictionary by Ben Yehuda, he was the one that gave that form of Hebrew back to the people of Israel today. When you go to the backstory, he said that he borrowed. He made a statement. It's hard to find though. That he said the original Hebrew, the Arabic people, the Ishmaelites and so forth, that they're speaking Hebrew, but we speak a different dialect of Hebrew. He said when you look him up, he said he borrowed a lot of things from the Arabic. So a lot of these words in the Hebrew that these people use, a lot of them are from Arabic words, meaning the Ishmaelites. What language were they speaking? They were speaking Hebrew. The father of Ishmael was Abraham, right? Abraham was speaking Hebrew, Lashon Kodash, whatever you want to call it, ancient Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew. Now in the Hebrew English dictionary, Ben Yehuda, in that book they give you the ancient Aria's Hebrew. So what happened? Did he follow Aria? He wrote that book before Aria was born. If you go to Google and you put Hebrew, or a Phoenician Hebrew, or Canaanite Hebrew, it's the same letters that Aria teaches. So that shows you that Vocab Malone really doesn't know what's happening. No, that's Aria's Hebrew. Let me do this. Let me do this. And if you say the name of Yahweh and you say the name of Yahweh and you say Shalom, IUIC says, see, but you don't know the whole, I don't have to know the whole Hebrew the whole blessed Hebrew alphabet to use some Hebrew words. Don't you guys say shalom to each other? Don't you guys change your name to so-called Hebrew names? Yeah, but you shouldn't change your name to Hebrew name unless you know how to fluently speak Hebrew. You see how these niggas play games? And Kanai, you're a special kind of evil. You just an evil dude, man. You that evil nigga in the movies. You know, you're the butler that killed. They're looking for the guy that killed the rich guy, and they're gonna find it's gonna be Kanai. He's the evil. He's evil. He's the evil genius. Anyway, let's deal with this. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me say this. Ancient Hebrew. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
According to Wikipedia, Biblical Hebrew, also called Classical Hebrew, is an archaic form of the Hebrew language, a language in the Canaanite branch of Semitic languages spoken by the Israelites in the area known as the Land of Israel, roughly west of the Jordan River and east of the Mediterranean Sea.
She just got down. She said, you said a mouthful, honey. Now, let's do this. Biblical Hebrew, right? Let's click on images. And I did this yesterday. Wait a minute. According to vocab, that's Aria's made up Hebrew. No. Aria didn't put this page together. That's that Hebrew that Aria made up. That's that fake Hebrew. Nope, here it is. And I can read this. Not the best chiseler in the world, but I can read a lot of this. That's a qua, that's a ra, that's a ma, that's a ba, that's a ah. Wait a minute. That's Aria's made up Hebrew. That's a fake Hebrew. Nope, this is not Aria's Hebrew. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, tha. This right here is Babylonian tongue. This is Syriac writing. Book of Daniel. Daniel was living in the Babylonian Empire, and he wrote, according to scholars, he wrote it in the Syriac or the Aramaic. So we know what we're talking about. Vocab. Let me do this while I'm here. The Hebrews enslaved by the ancient Egyptians. Wait a minute. Jay is saying, see, we were back in Egypt and we built the pyramids and all this good stuff. Well, where's the wall release? Where's the mosaic? Where's the icon? Where's the image? Where's the painting? These are Israelites. They got the beards. Some of them didn't have the beards because that was before the law. But Jake grew beards. They had beards. Men had beards. So the Most High and the Lord said, you got to keep your beard. So some of them didn't have beards. Some of them were following the Egyptians. Between myth and reality, let me do this. Let me click on this. Between myth and reality, the Hebrews' enslavement by the Egyptians. Now these are Israelites, but you notice none of them had beards, because a lot of them were following the oppressor, which was the Egyptians, which they were not bearded. All politics aside, how did the Egyptians manage to enslave so many Hebrews? And these are Hebrews. They don't look like pasty white people. And this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Hebrews making mud bricks. They all look brown, different shades of brown. Signs of Israelite slaves in Egypt. They don't look like pasty white people to me. Anyway, and I'm going to show you a real descendant of an Egyptian. An Egyptian or Sudanese. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, let me do this. This guy is a descendant of the Egyptians. So for you Negroes that's in the Kemet, y'all ain't going back to New Africa to live. You go to tour to the pyramid, you take a bunch of simple ass niggas to go inside the damn pyramid, which the Arabs control that shit. They tell you you can go, and when they close the shit down, and how long can you be in that damn tomb? Them Arabs control that shit. Meanwhile, you got the real Africans, the Egyptians, south of Egypt, which is in Sudan. Go to a map. Matter of fact, let me go to the map for you. For you dumbasses. Nigga talking about East Africa. There's certain African nations that want you to come back. You ain't coming back. Okay. Let me do this. This is, okay, this is Egypt, right? This is Egypt right here. South of that is Sudan. And then Esau came in and broke up. You had Sudan, original Sudan, then you had North Sudan and South Sudan. Esau, I believe he took South Sudan. Anytime you hear of the north part of a kingdom and the southern part of the kingdom, that means Esau took half of the kingdom. He couldn't take the whole kingdom. Like the Koreans. Koreans was one landmass. Esau got up in there. And you had certain of them that followed Esau. That's what the Korean conflict was all about. After World War II, going in between World War II and the Vietnam conflict, which the Korean War was an extent. The Vietnamese conflict was an extension of the Korean conflict. All right. So it says, okay, so right here, right? This is Egypt, and this is Sudan. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Let me pull it in. Give me a second here. Okay, boom. Okay, I want to see where Sudan is. This is Egypt. This is all Egypt. I can't seem to find Sudan. Okay, I'm sorry. It's way down here. So they pushed out the original Egyptians all the way down here. We're talking maybe 800 to 1,000 miles south. These people in Sudan, they let me do this. They are the original Egyptians, but you got the people that control Egypt are people of Arab descent. First, you had Esau up there, the Ptolemaic dynasty. That's why you got people saying that the original Egyptians are white. Look at these pictures. They show you pictures of the Ptolemy dynasty, the people. No, you got to go further back. They were black. So these people are about 800 to 1,000 miles away from Egypt. They don't even know that they're Egyptians. Now let me do this. Nope, I don't want that. That's an Egyptian right there.
No, compris kita. Ideo. No, compris kita. Oh, Ro, for your mind, I get my colleague, like the time you say go slap you. Il est bien. And they talk to his distance. He dey come for you. See this boy. Ask for this street too. Ask everywhere. I mean the patrol. I mean the security member here. You know the family. No, compris kita. Ideo. No, compris kita. Ro, for your mind, I get my that the colleague, like the time you say go slap you. Il est bien. And they talk to his distance. He dey come for you. See this boy. Ask for this street too. Ask everywhere. I mean the patrol. I mean the security member here. You know the family.
You niggas will say something wrong with that boy. No, ain't nothing wrong with that boy. That's a Hamite. A Hamite spirit is different than your spirit, Negro. Anyway, with that, I hope you learned something. On to the next one. Shalom.